everyone, it's me again, Lorenn Yu, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's vlog, I'm gonna share with you the second part of my wedding vlog series, how we pulled off our intimate wedding on a small budget and yet keeping it beautiful and classy at the same time. So I will just mention again, according to moneymax.ph, prepare to fork out $236,000 up to $1,268,000 for a wedding in the Philippines. By the way, in this vlog, I compared our wedding expenses from the estimated wedding costs prepared by MoneyMax. So let's see at the end of this vlog the breakdown of our wedding expenses and if we were able to achieve a budget-friendly wedding. So let's now go to the more important details, which is our wedding reception costs. Getting a wedding planner or coordinator is an important investment for the wedding because they will save you from all the stress and hassles. Lucky for us because my best friend Sheikh helped us organize every detail of the wedding, from preparing the wedding program, designing our cute backdrop, working with the officiant and all the suppliers, down to on-the-day coordinating. She even went beyond to become our host and prayer partner, all for free. I really appreciated her juggling her day job and organizing the wedding. Actually, if it wasn't for her excellent ideas and talent for hosting, our wedding could have been a disaster. So, one important tip, for a very intimate wedding, it's okay to ask your brothers, sisters, friends, titos and titas, or even your parents for any help. For me, it's much better if you work with the ones you know very well because that's what intimate means. But if you have 100 to 150 guests or more and you're too busy, please get a professional team of coordinators. It's just a bit expensive. Price ranges from $18,000 to $95,000. But if you're hands-on with the planning, on-the-day coordination is the cheapest and best choice for you. If you have friends or relatives who are naturally sociable or with an experience for hosting, make them your program host for your wedding, just like what we did. You could even save $5,000 to $10,000 from your budget. As usual, we decided to go for an indoor venue because August is the peak of rainy season, I guess. We also made sure that we could hold both the ceremony and reception in one place to make it very convenient for our guests. And most importantly, we picked the venue which could meet what we are looking for. And for us, that is Las Casas, Manila. Why? First and foremost, it's because you can hire their function rooms as long as your food orders will meet their required minimum consumable charge. And this can be very budget friendly because the venue includes the food already, unlike others where the venue and catering services both have separate charges. By the way, we hired Las Casas Quezon Hall for the wedding with consumable charge of at least $30,000 and their Frisco 2 as holding room for our suppliers. It has a consumable charge of at least 6,000 pesos. Aside from that, Las Casas is very accessible too. It's just located along Roosevelt Avenue near Fisher Mall, so you can easily find it. What I really love about Las Casas is its beauty. It's every corner, indoor and outdoor, is legit Instagrammable. It's like you were transported back into the Renaissance period. It's really perfect for pre and post-nut photo shoot, actually. Their function rooms also are beautiful as is. So you really, there's really no need to put heavy decorations and spend a lot just to beautify them. They also serve scrumptious and yet homey Spanish food. suited to the atmosphere of the place. They actually serve one of the best paella, steaks, and churros in the metro. So I think you must really try their menu even without occasion. You can also use the function room for 4 hours, just enough time for the entire program we prepared. And lastly, I think they also have the kindest and most accommodating staff. The restaurant manager even taught us a trick on how to lessen our expenses. Imagine we only spent almost 63,000 for food and for the 2 rooms that we used. Already good for 50 packs. With that kind of place, I really never thought that it's actually very affordable. So I mentioned earlier that the venue itself is already beautiful. So the idea for the backdrop was to just put up print a photo gallery and display some crater boxes and decorate them with calligraphies and lots of paper flowers, which, by the way, we only got for a very friendly price. We also did not bother to buy real flowers for the backdrop because for the backdrop and table centerpiece, because it can cost us another 8,000 to 25,000 pesos. And since the package we got will provide basic setup, that's good enough for us at that time to lessen our expenses. But you know what? God really knows best. He's really the author of beauty for me. Because on the day of the wedding, we found out that the restaurant manager retained a big backdrop full of large fresh leaves and red roses for each table centerpiece that had been set up for an event the night before the wedding. So there, the manager thought that we could reuse them since we did not avail additional decors for the venue. Surprisingly, the backdrop really went well with our props. If it wasn't for that big leafy backdrop, our paper flowers would have turned out lifeless.
Yeah!
It would have also cost us 10,000 more, but we got it for free. Imagine. God is really amazing. So an important tip I can give you, please pray for your wedding because miracles do happen. Anyway, if you are wondering who did the paper flowers and calligraphy, I will post their Facebook page on the description box below. Okay? In general, catering services alone usually priced at 1,000 per head and ranges from 50,000 to 185,000 in total. But the more guests attending the wedding, the pricier it becomes. So as a tip, just limit the number of your attendees and choose venues that have catering service already included in their package. Again, as I've mentioned earlier, the charges we paid for the function rooms we use in Las Casas, Manila already included the food. So we chose their family style setup since the wedding is small and it's way cheaper than their buffet setup. There you can have a family style setup for 50 packs for 50,000 pesos. This already includes appetizers, soup, salad, pasta, main course, paella, desserts, and drinks that you can order from their restaurant's menu. Whereas their buffet setup for 50 packs is around 100,000 and comes with a more customized set of menu. With that big difference, for me it's really more practical to choose the family style over, and trust me, you won't regret the food from their restaurant's menu. Wow! So anyway, don't get me wrong with this because family style setup is again based on minimum consumable charge. So you could still go over that minimum depending on how much food you will order in advance, but it's in your control. I will share with you the secret on why we only paid around 50,000. It's because the restaurant manager actually suggested that we split the orders because they have large servings, by the way. So here's the restaurant menu, and here is our wedding sample menu. Well, aside from that, their family style setup was no different from a fine dining setup. It was like a new experience because your guests don't need to line up. They can just sit back and relax, and it's more classy because they will get to enjoy each dish being served in order. O diba, there's art in eating, unlike in buffet where appetizers down to dessert are all in one plate. So for me, that's nakakaumay, and usually di mo rin talaga mauubos lahat ng kinuha mo. But I have nothing against it. It's more practical if you have large number of guests. So just an important FYI, food can really make or break the celebration. So be sure to find venues with great in-house or accredited caterers. In Las Casas, Manila, the menu is prepared by one of the most celebrated chefs in the Philippines, Chef Margarita Forés. So you can never go wrong with them. Guess what? We did not get a wedding cake. It's because we needed to prioritize the other more important areas of our wedding, like the entertainment and souvenir photos. But what we did was we added the last Casas bestseller cake to our menu, so everyone can literally have a slice of cake. Kasi diba usually wedding cakes are only used for cake cutting ceremony. Anyway, if you have enough budget, I still recommend you to get an Instagrammable cake. It can cost you additional 4,000 to 15,000, but it's a good prop for photo shoots though. We do believe that good food and good live music belong together because they are a perfect match. So if you want your guests to have a great experience, you don't have to just satisfy their stomachs. You really have to entertain them. But it can be a bit expensive. Price ranges from 4,000 up to 40,000 pesos. For our intimate setup, we hired an acoustic duo for 10,000 pesos to set a cozy atmosphere during reception. I really recommend this very pretty jazz singer, Jessica Fernando, and her amazing guitarist, Kuya Pedredor. When we hang out at the underground bar in Timog once, and they asked me to sing for their open mic session. Jessica was very kind to offer us friendly rates given their the quality of their performances. So sobrang sulit. I remember kwento ng isang ninong namin. Enjoy na enjoy daw yung katabi niyang isang senior guest doon sa wedding. Naalala daw yung kabataan niya because of the music. O diba? It can also be a way to start conversations among your guests. And also, we asked some friends and relatives to perform special numbers during the wedding. It's actually a great alternative form of entertainment, plus your own DIY music playlist if you really want to save on this part. This is an important reminder. You cannot have good live music if you don't have a quality sound system, even if it's just for an acoustic setup. Trust me in this. It's kind of pricey though, but it's worth it. For the sound system, we hired the one recommended by our acoustic duo and not the in-house because they only provide basic sound system. Just ask the venue if they have a corkage fee for outside supplier. We actually paid 10,000 pesos for the sound system plus 5,000 corkage fee for the acoustic setup, but it can go up to 10,000 pesos if you have a more complicated sound system setup. Actually, I admit that we really splurged on this one. It's because we both really love live music and we wanted to really entertain ourselves and our guests. This is also why we decided to let go of some expenses. We wanted to save on this one, that's why we chose to hold the wedding at lunchtime. Plus, we also wanted to bring more natural light into the room. It's a good thing that the function room we used has windows. So just as a tip, usually suppliers offer lights and sound system as a package, so you can take advantage of it. So for the gifts given to our sponsors, we initially wanted to order curated gift boxes from reliable suppliers online. However, it's very expensive. Price starts at 1,000 up to 6,500 per box plus delivery fee. So if you'll go for 1K, more or less you'll only get a few products. So because of that, my husband and I decided to DIY our own curated gift box and loaded it with our favorites. So here's what we did. Instead of wine, which is the usual, we opted for our favorite spice vinegar from Margarita and paired it with the healthy mushroom chicharron from Guev's Cafe. We also included a very yummy tuyo dressing, good for salads, or as dip, also from Guev's Cafe. A pair of coffee cups which we got from the Pitan, and a pair of coaster printed with motivational messages which we got from a craft shop in Vertis North. Then we put corrugated Japanese papers in the box that we also got from the Pitan. Then we arranged everything there and topped it with a printed thank you note and a dried ornamental grass also from the Pitan. So all in all, we spent 650 pesos per box. We were able to save a lot since the ones you can order online again cost thousands. Bonus na lang na it has been indeed a very fun bonding experience for us. And in this way as well, our guests were rest assured that our gifts for them were personalized and made with love. Diba? As a tip, don't forget to visit the Pitan if you want to be hands-on with your wedding souvenirs because they have so many things to offer. So here is the breakdown of our wedding reception costs. And let's also add the total expenses of our wedding ceremony and preparation costs from the part 1 video to total everything. So as we can see, all in all, we spent 140,310 pesos for our wedding. I can say this budget is still way lower than the minimum estimated wedding cost given by Moneymax. Nowadays, it's hard to achieve a beautiful wedding with that small budget. But the secret to achieving it is to keep your wedding small and intimate and decide which expenses you have to let go. For me, you don't need to include everything. Just decide on the things you want to splurge on and the things you want to prioritize the least. I'm not against expensive and extravagant weddings because I myself wish to experience it as long as we have the capacity to do so. But if we would only go broke just so we can impress people, I'd rather choose to be practical. Because at the end of the day, the most important things are not the fancy things, but the genuine love you have for each other and your decision to honor the Lord through your marriage. So getting married is really a leap of faith. But if you hold on to that faith, the Lord will surely bless it and provide everything you need. So expect miracles to happen because He will use it as a testimony for His glory. And my husband and I can really testify to it. So that's it for now for my wedding vlog series. I hope our wedding inspired you to take that leap of faith to get married without emptying your bank account. So thank you for watching and God bless everyone.